Today we're using dry ice to remove the sound deadening. TJ is still here. If you want to find him, he's on Instagram with the handle @Tadaki. After we get the sound deadening out, then I take care of the rust, use some rust converter called ospho on it, and wire wheel a bunch of the other rust on the car as well.
You sure you want to put it in the cal right now?
Just a couple of them.
I'm thinking we just pull all this out.
Oh, and then put that in the cal?
Yeah, and then just put like whatever. Like, get all this done first.
This was my first time using dry ice. TJ's used it before, so I followed his lead. You just break it up, let it sit on the sound deadening, and then once it's hardened up enough, you can hit it with a hammer and use a chisel, and it'll start peeling off. What I thought was really strange was the cowl had the sound deadening. It wasn't on the inside, so water could seep underneath that as well. So I'm cleaning up the cowl area so we can use the dry ice in there.
All of this rust on the inside is pretty crazy. I believe it all came from the cowl in the corners. There was originally some seam sealer there to protect the corner, but I think the water and like leaves and needles just kind of stuck there. It got it really moist, and it went ahead and made a hole. And then you'll see, I believe the rust traveled from that hole down to the floor all the way to the back of the car. Here you see some of those rust holes in the cowl. This is the driver's side one. Here's that rust in the cowl. The passenger side here wasn't as bad as the driver's side, which is this one here. I had to cut out a pretty big portion of this to replace. Here I'm putting ospho on the rusted parts. Ospho is a rust converter and it seals it for painting. Double check on what your paint recommendations say before using it. I believe it doesn't work on an epoxy primer, or some people go back and forth on if it'll adhere correctly. Other people say you can convert it. One way to convert it was, I believe, you wipe on ospho again to make it wet, and then you can dry that off or wipe it off. I've heard sanding works too to get off that initial layer. Basically, if you see a powder on there, that's probably not prepped enough, and you should probably at least clean the ospho powder off of it. This was a technique I used on my Datsun when I was restoring that too. I found out about it from my dad, and he was the one that showed me how to use it.
Seems so horrible. Okay, you can go now.
I don't wanna.
Oh.
This is more of that area on the driver's side where the water dripped down from the cowl. It spread all over on this and ran back to the behind the seats as well. Some of us building kite racers might not go to this level of effort since they only enjoy the car for like the next couple of years. But I kind of like to enjoy the whole process involved of like restoring and stopping the rust as much as possible. I know I'm not going to go for a ground up rotisserie restoration, but I kind of like to think of this as like the average guy restoration. So I think taking the extra few days to grind down the rust, encapsulate it, or replace it is worth it for my peace of mind. In the next video, you'll see me take on the trunk and all of the rust I find in there. I'll see you next week. Bye.